You guys want me to change, or am I good like this? If you want to wait, I'll go change.
Well, you're not good.
And I don't do my things around media stuff, so I did what I do, and here I am. What you need?
Open up for questions.
Lee says that he needs an inch to consider himself open. What is your evaluation of that?
Yeah, we weren't doing him justice early. And until I watched that Valpo game when he didn't get the ball for 6 minutes, I just said, look, the way he started the game and then he doesn't touch the ball for 6 minutes, that's on us, because no one on my team is selfish. But that's not their job to figure out who should be getting the ball more. That's our job. And so we put in a few little wrinkles for him. And off those, now all he does is practice those wrinkles. And the other side of it is, when he says, I can get off any shot, that's good, and there's an issue with that, because sometimes you may not take the best shot. You could get a better shot. But he looks and says, yeah, but I got a shot. Yeah, but you could get a better shot. But I'm not, when you're dealing with 18 and 19-year-olds, you got to let them figure some of the stuff on themselves and then watch tape and talk to him. He's got to get fouled more. This is a game that you can get fouled more, so get fouled more. Get to that line. Jackson, what he did is he went to the line 15 times. UNC, if he can do that and now can do what he does on the perimeter and have a mentality on playing to get fouled, now he becomes, okay, let's just shore up the rebounding, because he's defending pretty good, to be honest with you.
Cal, did you know if you unbutton your shirt and wore jeans to a press conference, that would become, is this a nod?
Was it a story?
Criticism about, yeah.
Was it a story, really? That I was getting ready for a 9-hour plane flight. Did they expect me to go in a suit? Suit's $1,500. I'm not going to wrinkle it up.
In the NFL, you get fined.
For what?
Not wearing a tie.
To where? The coach? Oh, I was going to say, I don't know what. They don't wear ties on the sideline, do they? No, I didn't know that, but you guys know the travel with this. I get changed after every game on the road because I'm going to the plane as fast as I can go to the plane. And I'm not going to be the one hanging around and making us wait.
They're going to kill you for this outfit.
I get killed. This is bad-looking legs.
How much
What
is
makes Louisville good defensively?
They're long. They'll mix it up and play different ways. They switch. So they could switch pick and rolls. They switch 1 through 5 at times. They'll play their matchup zone, and they'll tilt it to somebody to take away guys. You watch what they did to Purdue. They took away their 2 guys. That kid's averaged like a double-double his whole career, and down there he couldn't get a point. So they do a good job of taking guys away. I would imagine in this game they would play fast, and if they don't score fast, they'll play the clock. That's my guess. My guess would be that they play their 2-2-1 on made goals to slow us down, possibly play it on missed goals, and then get back. How would they play Malik? Will they trap? Will they switch? I imagine they'll try some different things, run at them with different people to make them think. But, they're a terrific defensive team and offensive team. I just was working out and watching tape, and I had the guys come on over and look. They were up 30-10 against Baylor, who's the 3rd or 4th ranked team in the country. They were up 20. And I said, now I'm going to have to watch the rest of the game, because somehow they lost this game. I don't know where, but I'm in the second half, and they're still up 17-18. So it's the one game, and here's why I didn't watch it. What does Baylor play, all you basketball bennies? What defense? You guys that's the greatest. You have no idea what they play, right? If I didn't watch the game until now, what do you think they play? Zone, because I'm not playing zone. Might in this game, though, Rick. I may play a triangle in 2. I'm trying to figure some stuff out. But they went man-to-man. Baylor played man-to-man against them. And they got lobs, and they got, they play good against zone or man. And look, they're a top 10 team. We're on the road. It's going to be a hard game.
John, with Malik wanting him to drive more, how
much of that is trying to make the defense play him honestly and not just tilt, as you say?
No,
Stopping
it's the main thing is when he sees somebody, when you jump this high, you're not thinking I got to get fouled. You'll say, I can get this off. I'll jump by him and I'll move the ball and I'll flip. The problem is you'll make about 2 out of 10 of those. And he had one against North Carolina where he went baseline and just flipped it and threw it and didn't go in. My thing is you're in that position. They can't guard you. Get fouled and go for and ones. He's never played that way. So we're trying to create a new habit. And then you just got to do it. The same thing rebounding. Put him down there with the bigs. He's never had to do this. And we're trying to get him to create new habits. Bam to create new habits. Isaac to create new habits. That was the best thing we did is hung in there to rebound against those guys. And it'll be the same here. I mean, what I've seen is they shoot the ball and those bigs have one job. Go get it. Just go get it. And if you can't keep them off the glass, you can't beat them. You will not beat them.
What do you think this rivalry means to the people in the state?
I'm happy when it's over. Just get it done because everybody makes it life or death, and it's not life or death. It's worse than that. I mean, so literally, and I imagine Rick's the same way. Let's just play the game, let's see what happens, and let's go. We got our league to deal with, he's got his league to deal with. Let's just move on.
Cal, if somebody beating you 8 out of 9 times, would you be one ticked off coach?
Well, if you listen to Bob Huggins, he'd tell you he beat me 8 out of 9. He forgot he got beat by 50, one of those. I'm just saying that because he said he enjoys, out of 800 wins, he enjoyed beating me more than anybody else, and he's done it more than once, and he has. I don't think any of the past games have any bearing on this game. And when I'm coaching against a guy that has won some games against me, I'm not worried about the past games. I'm just saying, how do we win this game? I would say he's thinking the same way.
Your relationship with Bob has been good. How would you characterize your relationship with Rick?
It's been fine. I mean, look, we're 90 miles away from each other, and in competitive rival schools, you know, it's hard to send each other Christmas cards. I mean, it is what it is. I've known him for 25 years. I know how good a coach he is. He's a great coach. He's a Hall of Famer. He's won it everywhere he's been. You know, national championships, I mean, Final Fours. I mean, come on. You know how good he is. And we're in the same state, 90 miles, trying to carve out our own thing. And, you know, it's say anybody that's in the, you're cordial. I mean, we're not mean to each other, not nasty to each other. We're just, you know, we were at Augusta, he and I worked out together for 30 minutes and talked. Would you like to have a camera on that?
Yep.
We worked out for 30 minutes and talked back and forth. We were talking about his son and we were talking about what was going on, and we just went back and forth. And I think that was after something you guys said, he said, or I said, we said. Anything I say is geared to somebody, either him or this guy, that guy, that guy.
You can have him on one of your podcasts now.
I would love it.
It was pretty good.
Did you listen to today's?
You asked a lot of
18. Who's 18?
Thanks, Cal.
Run after that.
I didn't catch the microphone either. Thanks, Bill.
When you're interviewing
Excuse me,
all
one
these guests on your podcast.
Let me start. I got to do this, and then I'm going to answer your question. Guy comes at me and says, do you want to do a podcast? And if you know me, what is a podcast? I don't know what a podcast is. He tells me what it is. And I said, really? And he coaches doing it. And he said, no. So what did I say then? All right, now you got my interest. Then it became, how much time am I going to spend? 30 minutes a week. Can I do it with my wife? So, because it's her time that I'm stealing. Yeah, you can do it with her. We're going to have a Christmas with my 2 daughters and son around the table, 35-minute podcast, and I'm going to have a whistle because my daughter Erin cusses. She says stupid stuff, and I'll blow the whistle so you can't hear it. Phil Knight, interviewed him. Carl Towns, I'm trying to get John Wall and DeMarcus together, trying to get Anthony and Michael Kidd together. And I'm just having fun with it. It's nothing Did you listen to today's?
I haven't listened.
Well, what's wrong with you?
That's with Coach K, right?
Yeah, Coach K and I went about 37 minutes. And I told him before we started, everybody's going to be stunned like we would do this. Like I've done his. He's on Sirius Radio, and I went for 30 minutes with him probably a year ago, 2 years ago. I mean, this profession, we're competitive, but no one really knows what the coaches are feeling except other coaches. That's why Coach Hall is in my practice 3-4 days a week, telling me to play the 1-3-1 and play two bigs and all that stuff. But he's in there 3-4 days a week. He's the only one that knows what that sitting at that desk is like. And I think we coaches, we're competitive, and there's things this guy hates. At the end of the day, if any of the coaches need help, whether it's Rick or anyone, I'd help them. Would do it. So that's why I did it. And then the other thing was, I said, is there like financial things in this? And I said, can I use that for my foundation? Then it's one less thing I got to do for my foundation to raise money to give it away to kids. That's why I did it. So now, what was your question about this? CalCast, say it right, CalCast. And no one in the state of Kentucky knows how to get on that podcast. You know why? Because I didn't know how to get on it. And if I don't know how to get on it, that means out of the 4 million people in this state, 3.9 million have no idea how to get on a podcast. I don't know how to get on it. So do you want me to tell you how to get on it? I have no idea. Google it. What is it?
What's the what? How to get on there?
Yeah, what's the name?
It's a CalCast.
I know. What you go on?
iTunes,
iTunes.
Google
There you
Play,
go.
Stitcher.
Anybody go on iTunes? I listen to Soul Sister every once in a while. That's about it.
John Malik said that when you told him drive it, and he hesitated. He says you tell him driving it all the time, yet he keeps making shots. So how does that dynamic work when his way is working?
I told the team, Isaiah, what are you going to say to him? You better make it. If he tells you to drive and you shoot it, make it. I won't say anything. There was a play that De'Aaron Fox made. He came down. I said, don't you throw it in there. He was literally right in front of me, and he threw it in there. And Bam scored. And I said, nice pass. Way to get that thing to him. I mean, it just better work if you're not doing what I'm asking you to do. And there are times they have a better feel than I do. They know how they are feeling, and I'm not, it's not my ego. I'm not I don't call timeouts to show you what play I know. I don't do that. I'm not. This is about these kids being at their best and these kids feeling comfortable competing. Here's what I said to them, and I'll say it this game. You do not have to be perfect. You do not even have to be great, but you got to play. Because this team plays hard. They're competitive. They're physical. They're not afraid to bang. If you don't play, you have no chance of winning. You have a chance. You don't have to be perfect or great, but you better play.
Dominique was really good in this game last year.
He was great.
In the 14 tournament, he was really good against
Yes.
What makes him good in these situations?
He probably has a little edge that my other guys don't, being from the state. That game probably being here and being a Kentucky fan his whole life, I would imagine he's probably not a Louisville fan then. You're not both. And so probably meant a little bit more, but he was great. He made shots and he made daggers, came up with balls. He was good.
Derek admitted that he was one of the guys that had to get up and hug.
He admitted it?
He admitted it. And he also said he has to develop that defensive confidence in practice. What does that look like when he's developing that confidence on the practice?
I have no idea because I haven't seen it yet. But look, and I told yesterday my thing was to him, are you starting to feel, freshmen, that every game we play is like life or death? And they all bust out laughing. And I said, that's what it is here. How do I coach? And they looked at me like it's life or death. And you got to be able to take that. And the guys that can take what I'm doing and it has no effect on them except a positive. We still got a couple guys that if you hit, you see that look. And you go, sub them, come on. I don't have time right now. We're trying to win this game. But Derek has gotten so better. Michael Mulder isn't the same player. He's just not. He is so much better. Now, like I said to him yesterday, was I going to take out Malik for 7-8 minutes for you to play? This isn't communism. Am I going to take out De'Aaron Fox the way he was playing? Or was I going to take out Isaiah Briscoe, who without him we do not win the game because he rebounded. He blocked out and rebounded. you're in that position, you got to wait. And the other thing is, maybe I play him at some 4. We play like Villanova's playing. Villanova plays 4 guards and 1 big. And Bam out there with 4 guards, I think maybe we could be okay. I'm not there yet because I want Wenyon and Derek to keep doing their thing, but that is there if we need it.
Cal, how do
2
you
more.
balance, you know, Malik talked about why aren't you rebounding more? He said he likes to get out on the break, and obviously that's a strength of your guards is to fly and run. So how do you balance, you know, them staying in to rebound versus getting out?
Okay, if you're near a man and a shot goes up, you probably want to check him out. If you're not near anybody, go ahead and run. But he is near people, and his man is going that way, and he's ending up games with no rebounds. Now, we chart rebound attempts. He's got the lowest percentage. Rebound attempts. You're not going to get everyone, but I want to know how many times you attempted on offense and defense, and then we show them. You know, a guy like Wenyon's trying every time. He's just physically, you know, he's just not there. Bam is like almost 100% on both sides. This last game he didn't check out a couple times in the first half, and they tip balls in on him. But he's getting better. But we chart that. But look, these kids are learning. Here's what I'm saying. What this game is to us. December 21st, where are we on December 21st? Playing a top 10 team on the road on their court. Where are we? When the game ends, we're leaving for Christmas. Are we mature enough to deal with that? Where are we right now? That's what this is. Love to win it, but let's really learn about where are we right now. And we know how good they are.
Winning in that building
Last
2 years
question.
ago, you had Tyler Eulis bloody face game. He was kind of a warrior in that game. Do you have?
And then we had Josh. You remember Josh Harrelson in that game a few years ago? What was that? And that was the time before that was like ridiculous, the way he played.
Do you have that guy on this team, you think? I mean, we haven't
Do you
seen-
know who did not play in last year's game, all you basketball bennies? Who? Why didn't Isaiah Briscoe play in the game? I wanted to know if he had the Louisville flu or if he did really turn his ankle. But he, you know, is a tough, you know, this is his kind of game. So we'll see. But look, it's, you know, our schedule, we still have Kansas coming up. And that's, you know, so these kind of teams, I'm glad I pushed all these games back. UCLA, they were better than us. We weren't ready for that game. Now let's see if we're ready for this game. Don't know until we get in the ring.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Matthew Mitchell, be out in just